Before this can happen, before Don Nelson's steam-powered 1911 Stanley touring car hits the road, he must do much more than turn a key. Fuel must be added, Coleman fuel for the pilot light, and a mix of gas and kerosene for the boiler. Valves must be turned and levers moved to get the 105-year-old car running.
Now I'm just pumping up fuel pressure.
It's a complex routine that the Harwinton resident knows well, having been collecting Stanleys since 1978.
It was a interest in steam. You know, I played with other old cars before that, you know, Model A's, Model T's, but I was always interested in something different. So that's when I went looking for something run by steam.
What do you have in your collection, and how many of them run?
Actually, they all run, you know, with minor little things to be done before they run. But I have 4, 1904, 2 1911s, and 1909.
Stanley automobiles were built in Newton, Massachusetts between 1902 and 1924.
There's probably about 500 or 600 in the world, you know, and some of the guys are actually, you know, finding parts and putting them together. You know, you make what you don't have. It's a long process, but, you know, there's still stuff out there, believe it or not.
The Stanley that Nelson pulled from the barn on a warm, sunny day last fall was a red beauty. Before taking it out for a spin, Nelson did some warm-up laps in his yard, often cranking a lever to keep the fuel pressure up. So do you always have to keep pumping that?
No. No, once you get going, there's an engine pump that drives that, drives the water pumps, oil pump. Just initial startup, that's all.
Once out on the road, the 20-horsepower Stanley rode at a nice clip.
Once you start it up in the morning, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it takes, then you leave the pilot running and it'll hold steam pressure pretty much as long as that pilot's going. So you can get in, open the throttle and go.
What's it like to drive?
50 miles an hour in this car is, you know, plenty fast, especially if you need to stop. It only has 2-wheel brakes. Certain things you gotta do that aren't automatic, you know, you gotta pay attention to the thing all the time. The water level in the boiler, of course, is the most critical. Later ones had automatics that took care of that, but the earlier ones didn't. It was up to the driver. And that's devastating if you run out of water. You don't just put water in it and go again. It's a major problem.
What happened?
You burn the boiler, scorch the boiler, and all the tubes loosen up. And like I say, it's a major job. I mean, you can actually destroy it to the point where it's scrap, start all over again, new boiler. It does use quite a bit of water, about a mile to the gallon is what you get. And it holds about 40 gallons of water.
So that's the limit, 40 miles?
Yeah, you need to get water and, you know, before 40 miles is up.
And if water is needed while out on the road.
With this, I have a hose on the side and, you know, I can pull alongside a pond or a brook and siphon it out of there. It has a steam siphon on it.
It's no surprise that many folks today have never even heard of a Stanley.
A lot of people don't even realize what it is, you know. It's, you don't see them very often. I think a lot of people don't even know that they ever existed.